Hey, what's up guys, it's Rich, welcome back to another video. Today we are playing some Call of Duty Modern Warfare, a bit of early gameplay footage here for you. And this is going to be the first look at CoD's biggest battle yet. This is the 20v20 mode, and if you weren't aware, a new engine has been developed for this year's Call of Duty game, which allows them, among other benefits I'm sure, to run bigger lobbies, and this is the 20v20 mode. There's also a 10v10 mode that we played as well. Now we only got to play one map for this mode, but I've split up a few different streaks and a few different kills with a variety of weapons. The one that you're watching at the moment is the MP7. I found it to be not weak, but I'm sure there is a better submachine gun class setup for this. If you weren't aware, there's a whole new creator class system here for Call of Duty Modern Warfare that includes what's called Gunsmith, and you can have an incredible amount of variations in terms of different attachments which have both positives and negatives attached to them as well. So you're really going to have to cater them to your playstyle. So I hope you enjoy the gameplay. This footage was recorded at the Modern Warfare early capture event in LA. I was very fortunate to be flown out by Activision and a bunch of other content creators were there as well. And honestly, I had a great time in LA. It's my first time in America. Unfortunately, it was only one full day. So the flight there was 11 hours from London Heathrow. And then we got there, it was probably about 10 PM local time. And weirdly enough, despite LA being 8 hours behind my regular time, I was waking up at 8 AM every day. My sleep schedule was already on course for LA time apparently. But I'll be honest with you guys, I've had 1 hour sleep in the past probably like 24 to 30 hours. I can't even keep track of how long I've been awake here. I had 1 hour sleep on the plane, which was 10 hours on the way back. And then a 2-hour Uber right the way through central London, which was completely packed with traffic. But I'm here, full of energy, with some early Modern Warfare gameplay for you. Now you may see some of your favourite content creators in the feed. The kill cam that you've just watched, Bravo04. Look, he kills me again. I'm fairly certain, I'm about 85% certain this is someone called Swag XBL. If you are in the Call of Duty community, I'm sure you would have heard of him. He uploads incredible Black Ops 4 gameplay, and he was dominating a lot of the lobbies that I was in. So if you want to see some better streaks, I heard he got the Juggernaut, I'm sure you can head over to his channel. Or what you could do is stay here and watch the kill cams of him killing me, because then you get no, I'll just kill him. Take that, Swag XP. That's what you get for killing me 300 times yesterday. Unbelievable. Watching not even be him, by the way, that was just an educated guess, because I knew who was sitting next to him. Sprassy was Bravo03, I believe, and apparently he was sitting next to Swag XBL, so I think it was him. But anyway, I don't know if you noticed, the second time he killed me, the reason I showed two of those kill cams, as embarrassing as they were, is because the second time I held triangle and I stole that man's class because I was fed up. I was blaming the gun. That's what it was. The man had a superior weapon, so I picked up his AK, got a few kills with it, and managed to get this little cruise missile. I actually got a few of these. Look at this, by the way. The amount of times all of the gunfights were going over at sea was unbelievable in these games. If you didn't realise that the minimap goes away unless you have a personal UAV, or your team can call in a regular UAV, which, to be honest with you, happens quite often in the 20v20 mode because there's just so many teammates. But if you don't know where they are and they own C flag, on this map, I would suggest either going to B or C, and you are sure to find a bunch of people to get into a gunfight with. But anyway, let's go through my first impressions of the game. So, despite the new engine, I felt like it did really have that Call of Duty feel to it. It definitely felt different. The animations, for example, had a bit more weight to them, so to speak, and you were punished a little bit more for sprinting around a corner, for example. I mean, that could just be the lobbies that we were playing in. There are a bunch of good players that I've already said that were in these lobbies. But it definitely felt like the gunplay was more punishing for mistakes overall. Talking of the gunplay as well, the recoil on some of the guns here was noticeably higher than in past games, especially the AK-47. I got a clip here coming up where I tried to take two people off a head glitch, and the AK was just kicking. If you miss your first shots here, look how difficult it was for me to stay on target. And in the end, I just think, forget it, I'll just lob this C4. Lob it over the end zone. Touchdown, 3 points for Team Temperature. I think he had Clantac Hero. I think that was a Carnage member. I think it was Mark of the Hero, but I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, yeah, so if you miss your first or second shot, there was almost no point in trying to continue the gunfight. So I try and reset the gunfight pretty much if I miss the first 1 or 2 shots, because that, combined with the fact that you're probably getting shot yourself, made it so difficult to stay on target. But I feel like that added to the realism of it. You were definitely punished more for mistakes in this game. The skill gap was definitely there. Here, by the way, I 100% thought this was a sniper. Look at me, look at me. I just tap fired it for some reason. I realised it was actually an assault rifle with a sniper scope on it. And I don't know if you noticed that. Right there, I used my equipment, stopping power. The equipment class, it recharges over time. You get things like a shield that you can use as cover. You have a trophy system. My favourite, personally, was stopping power because in a game where a few bullets matter, if it takes one less to kill someone, it's, you know, it's the absolute dream. Stopping power was the absolute dream back in the day, so how can you not use that as your equipment? But back to my impressions of the game here. So there's a combination in effect here. The combination was the beefed up audio. I'm sure you can really hear the kick the guns have in the gameplay that you're watching. The animations had more of a feel to them, like they had a little bit more weight. It's hard to explain without actually having played it yourself. You might be able to notice it in the footage in the background here. But also the feel of the new engine. All these three things combined to make the game feel a little bit more realistic. It isn't quite as arcadey as it was before. Look at this, by the way. I'm telling you, C-Flag was the absolute dream in these games. I wish I noticed it earlier on because I could have just kept going there. C4, I mean, look at this. 2 kills, straight onto the B flag. I think I didn't defend it. I think they already captured it, unfortunately. But the C4 is definitely good. Again, that's 100% the grenade of choice for me. I know it's not a grenade, but it's in the grenade slot. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about here. Apologies here, I keep getting sidetracked. I've got a script, I don't know if you can tell. I know I shouldn't say this, it's trade secret, but I've got a script that I'm reading from, and now you're probably going to be able to tell that I am reading from a script, so I regret telling you. But anyway, so some of the past iterations here had quite disappointing gunplay because some of the guns just didn't feel real. They weren't real. They'd often shoot lasers, for example, and I feel like the core Call of Duty audience sort of missed that gritty feeling that games like Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1 had with the weapons. And I can tell you from playing the game for a few hours last night that it will not be an issue for this game whatsoever. By the way, here I was using a default class. I was trying to use stopping power because I saw a ton of people ahead of me. Unfortunately, I had the munitions thing and it just gave me a few bullets and some extra, you know, it could give you a random weapon that I didn't need, but it's a little bit unfortunate. It was a default class. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking. I was being a noob. Alright, the script's going out the window. I sort of know what I'm going to say here because I keep getting sidetracked. So as you can see on the screen at the moment, there is no minimap. I think I touched upon this a little bit earlier on. I think the general consensus with everyone that I talked to was that they didn't feel like it was a necessary change. They didn't quite like the fact that you had to run a personal UAV and a UAV to try and maximize the uptime here of the UAV itself. Now, I couldn't personally tell. I mean, I agree with that sentiment, by the way. I agree with that opinion that it was an unnecessary change, and they definitely are having some internal discussions within the studio dev team, whether or not it was a good change or not. But I wasn't sure if the game didn't have as much flow because of the UAV not being there, or because I didn't know the map. Because I thought to myself on the way home, I was thinking, if I went back to play Black Ops 2, and I didn't have a radar, and I was playing Raid, I still know where people are coming from, especially in a game mode like Domination. I know where A flag is, I know where B flag is, I know where C flag is. I can probably see my teammates' little arrows, and from that you can easily make a judgment of where the enemies are going to be from. And that's what gives the maps a little bit of flow. It doesn't feel like it has flow when everyone's going everywhere, you don't know where to expect people, and it becomes a little bit more random in that aspect. I felt like the team had more flow to it when we did have a UAV up for everyone. But I still think it was an unnecessary change, and I do hope they change it back. Mainly because I feel like at least one of your kill streaks had to be a UAV, just so you could try and go on those higher kill streaks, because you've got no idea where people are coming from without the UAV. It's so difficult. Even if you don't have the UAV and you just have the base minimap, that's enough to judge where people are coming from. All you need to know is what flags people have, which of course you can see on the heads-up display, but it's a little bit harder to track when the game's new. And where your teammates are, and from that you can definitely deduce where the enemies are going to be coming from, and that makes it a little bit less random. It gives it a little bit more predictability in the gameplay, makes it feel like you're not getting shot in the back as much, because you get shot in the back when you don't know what's going to go on, and no one likes getting shot in the back. Nobody. But anyway, that's my rant about the UAV. It's the only negative point I had about it, and it wasn't that much of a problem. I think the main thing that you're looking for in an early build like this, or early-ish build, I'm sure there's not going to be too many differences. But the main thing you're looking for is gunplay, how the maps feel, how the guns feel in your hands and stuff. And honestly, I am looking forward to playing this game when it comes out so much you are definitely going to see some more content. One of the last things I want to touch upon here in the last 20 seconds is that the maps definitely had, and they touched upon this in the presentation, a more centralized objective that wasn't an objective. It was like a power position that wasn't necessarily balanced in terms of if one team had it, the other team was getting completely messed up. But it gave you more of a purpose to try and take that back from the other team, and they touched upon that and how that was how they made the maps on Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2, the ones that everybody loves. So it's nice to see that back in action. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the 20v20 action as well. If you did, be sure to leave a like, rate, and subscribe for more content. And I'll see you all in the next one, my friends. Look at this C flag once more, and that's my last death. Thank you. Bye.